Alright ARK players, welcome back to a brand new video. Now today we are going to be going through Studio Wildcard's new announcement, as it is now 2026 and they slowly have been getting back into the swing of things. They did have to work a little bit over the holidays because obviously Lost Colony had some issues and whatnot, and I know there is still issues with Lost Colony which the devs are working on, and a lot of that is talked about in today's video. So I hope you guys are well. I know the upload schedule hasn't been as frequent of uploads. It's just because pretty much I've just been waiting for news myself from the devs. So now we've got that, I can go through it. And if you do enjoy today's video, drop a like and subscribe, and let's get in with the news. Okay, so here we are guys, and Dolly has posted saying, hello survivors, or more likely, hello survivors, we're back. I hope you had a good break, and holy bleep, it's 2026. Today has been focused on lining everything up for the year ahead, with some final coordination before our all hands tomorrow, where we'll take the rest of the team through the key beats and priorities. On the live ops front, we wanted to share a quick status note. Wait, does that make sense, or is this just me this is my own head? With some final coordination before our all hands tomorrow, where we'll take the rest of the team through. Maybe that's just me. I don't know whether I'm reading that wrong. But anyway, so they go on to say, we're aware of an issue with outposts not spawning as expected. You guys in the LoadedCrysis cluster B reported this to me. I looked into it. I had no clue what was going on, if I'm being honest with you, at that point. And when I saw this message, I pretty much knew, well, I kind of knew it was going to be a wildcard issue when I didn't see anything myself. And they said this one's a bit delicate because of nearby structures which can affect it. Which we have thought, because we've been looking into it ourselves too. And so we're adjusting it carefully and may need to iterate. We'll get a first pass out soon as it's ready, so keep an eye out. So I knew that, so we'd been talking about this again on the cluster, because a lot of people as well, shout to you guys in the cluster that said, you know, we're worried it's, you know, certain structures that are affecting outposts not spawning and other things like that. And it does seem to be that's kind of the reason. So Wildcard need to sort of work out how they're adjusting this to be able to get this perfect. They said they'll get the first pass out as soon as it's ready. So right now we're just waiting to find that out. Okay, Dolly goes on to say, we're also targeting a major update next week, and right now it's the confirmed items for it are character creator crash fixes and mesh fixes. They say beyond that, we're actively working through a number of reported issues, including an issue where joining a boss fight while possessing a thrall, then unpossessing during the fight can break the encounter. So that looks like if you've been having issues, you know, again, bringing up the cluster, we've had an issue with the Lost Colony boss not working, and by the looks of things, this is just all boss fights as well, can literally break the boss fight, which is something you guys are going to need to watch out for. A server crash that can cause players to lose their hotbar, which is, yeah, again, another thing we experience. Outposts not spawning correctly, yep. Tame dinos falling under the map in Lost Colony, a massive issue right now. Thralls are literally, I thought they did it, the most recent update would have stopped thralls going through the map, and apparently that is still happening a bit. I don't know, but and then skipping the boss cutscene, breaking the entire boss fight. So there's a lot of issues going on with bosses at the moment, and this is obviously something that's completely out of players' control right now while we wait for this to be fixed. They say the live ops team is working through more post-launch quirks and will share updates as things lock in. And as always, thanks for the reports and patience. Okay, bye for now. I missed you guys mostly. You guys know the ARK Discord can get toxic at times, but you know, that is what it is, because there are major issues in the ARK community which tend to, you know, obviously send people a bit loopy. But with Dolly saying it's 2026, I'm thinking to myself, it's already the 21st of January. Like, what? How long have we got left until it's February? We're literally, what? How is this even happening? Isn't it? We're like, February's coming up faster than we've ever seen it. And I feel like the new year's just begun, which it has, but you know what I mean. Okay, so we've got some updates to share with you guys regarding Astraeos updates, also some other Nakata stuff, because again, this kind of links in with my cluster because we run the S Dinos mod, because the S Osidon is now available. If you've got the mod, it is as they say. I've got all the big images for you guys, so don't worry if you want to see it up close. But they say the S Osidon will also have a much bigger maximal size depending on its level than a normal Osidon. Max level Osidons versus max level S Osidons in this pick. So look at the size difference. Ready? That is a max level S Osidon, and that is a max level standard Osidon. This thing's going to be huge, and it's currently out now in the wild, so yeah. And also, coming to Astraeos is the new Scorpion King, a gigantic new untamable opponent which is roaming across the dunes of Astraeos. Defeating those creatures gives you a venomous reward. Are you tough enough to defeat the Astral Scorpion King? So the Scorpion King, which obviously is a standard scorpion in the game, but a large version of it is going to be coming to Astraeos, and it will be roaming the map, and this is going to be terrifying because I feel like standard scorpions in ARK Ascended and ARK Evolved over the years, they've always been a little bit, you know, I used to, in the early days, right, get a little bit stressed when I started in ARK, and they used to chase you in the early days, right? Now that meter of panic towards these is going to go crazy, because this is going to be roaming around and chasing survivors in the dunes of the new update. I can't wait for this new update for the sand biome, I'll call it, or the desert biome. That's the word I was looking for, which is going to be great. Nakatas also said, prepare, you better prepare for your army for the next mini-boss, which is getting added with the expansion update 2. And if we actually dive into this, you can see enough snow time for Astraeos Desert Trailer. Obviously, from Lost Colony, that's what he means by enough snow. And if we go and zoom into this, you can see a little bit of a sneak peek at the Astraeos desert biome, which we don't have a release date for right now. I've checked at this moment in time. It is work in process, or progress is a better word for it, and it will be coming to the game in the near future. I don't think it will be that long away, to be honest, so this will be a really exciting new addition. It's crazy to think that Astraeos was one of the biggest maps ever, and one of the things that I love about Nakatas is that he is constantly telling people, like, you know, he said from the beginning, it's not a finished map when he released it, but we're going to be updating it and constantly updating it over time, and he's kept to his word. And not only is he doing that, he also revamped Svartalfheim at the same point, because that map was a bit broken, and now we have it over on the LoadedCrysis cluster. So yeah, they've got you know, Nakatas is fantastic. He's also going to be working on Atlantis, which Atlantis is the new DLC coming Q1 2027. So it's literally like over a year away, but it's going to be really cool and exciting. And yeah, I look forward to seeing what Nakatas does with Atlantis. But anyway, guys, it officially looks like Studio Wildcard are now all pretty much back in office. That, you know, I think they all took a little bit of a vacation, take some time, because as I said, they worked over the holidays, and now they're fully back in action to roll out some of these most important fixes. You know, a few of the team have been in and working on things and in and out and things like that, but it's really, really important. No matter what anyone says, you know, I know people troll Wildcard a lot of the time because Wildcard have many issues and always have over the years, in the sense of the game has issues and they're still yet to fix it, and, you know, people like lose characters, people get mad with the game, but at the end of the day, you know, they're working on it for us, and everyone needs a holiday, and that's the most important thing, really. If anyone knows that when you're very busy and you're working and you don't take that little bit of a break, you can send yourself a little bit crazy. So anyway, I'm glad that they've had a nice break. That is pretty much going to be the video. I don't think I mentioned at the start of the video that you guys are probably wondering, where is the community crunch? Because we had it at the start of the year, January 10th, and we've not had another one. We will have a community crunch this Friday, and will be back to weekly community crunches onwards from this Friday. Studio Wildcard mentioned that last week they're just taking a break. They released the big one with the future is bright and everything, and then from next week they'll be pumping out every Friday community crunches all the way up until the next break, which will be some point around the same point a year later. But anyway, catch you guys in the next one.